Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel BBC World News. In today's video, we will share with you latest news. My father should die in prison. Daughter of Dominique Pelicot tell the reporter. It was 2025 on a Monday evening in November 2020 and Caroline Dariant got the call, the charge, everything. On the other end of the phone was her mother, Giselle Pelicot. She announced to me that she discovered that morning that my father Dominique had been drugging her for about 10 years ago, so that different men could rape her. Dariant recalls in an interview with the reporter Radio 4's Today program Emma Barnett. At the moment I lost what was a normal life, says Darian, now 46. I remember I shouted, I cried, I even insulted him, she says. It was like an earthquake, a tsunami. Dominique Pelicot was sentenced to 20 years in jail at the end of historic 3.5-month trial in December. More than 4 years later, Darian said that her father should die in prison. 50 men who Dominique Pelicot recruited online to come rape and sexually assault his unconscious wife Giselle were also sent to jail. He was cuffed by police after obscuring in a supermarket, leading investigation to look closer at him. On his seemingly announced retired grandfather's laptop and phones, they found thousands of the videos and photos of his wife Giselle, clearly unconscious, became raped by a stranger. On top of pushing issue of a rape and gender violence into the spotlight, the trial also highlighted the little now issue of a chemical submission, drug facilitated assault. Caroline Darian has made it her life struggle to fight chemical submission, which is throughout to be underreported, as the majority of victims do not have any recollection of the assault and may not even realize they were drugged. Darian wants abused women voices to be heard. In the days that followed Giselle's fateful phone call, Darian and her brother Dorian and David traveled to the south of France, where their parents had been living, to support their mother as she absorbed the news that, as Darian now puts it, her husband was one of the worst sexual predators of the last 20 or 30 years. Soon afterward, Darian herself was called in by police and her wood shattered again. She was shown two photos they found on her laptop. They showed on the unconscious woman lying on a bed wearing only a t-shirt and underwear. At first, she could not tell the woman was her. I lived a dissociation effect. I had difficulty recognizing myself from the start, she says. And the police officer said, look, you have the same brown mark on your cheeks. I looked at those two photos differently then. I was lying on my left side like my mother in all her picture. Darian says she is convicted. Her father abused and raped her too, something has always denied, although he has offered conflicting explanation for the photo. I knew that he drugged me, probably for sexual abuse, but I don't have any evidence, she says. Unlike her mother's case, there is no proof of what Pelicot may have done in Darian. And that's the case for how many victims. They are not believed because there is no evidence. They are no listened, no to, not spotted, she says. Soon after her father's crime came to light, Darian wrote a book, I'll Never Call Him Dad Again, about her family trauma. It also delves deeper into the issue of a chemical submission, in which the drug typically used come from the family medicine cabinet. Painkiller sedatives, its medication, Darian said, as is the case of for almost half of victims of chemical submission. She knew her abuser. The danger, she said, is coming from the inside. She said that in the midst of the trauma of finding out she had been raped more than 200 times by different people, her mother Giselle found it difficult to accept that her husband may have also assaulted their daughter. For a mom, it's difficult to integrate that all in one go, she says. Yet when Giselle decided to open up the trial to the public and the media so as to expose what had been done to her by her husband, dozens of men and other men and daughter were in agreement. I knew we went through something horrible, but that we had to go through it was dignity and strength. Now Darian needs to understand how to live knowing she is the daughter of both the torturer and the victim, something she calls a terrible burden. She is now unable to think back to her childhood with the man she calls Dominique, only occasionally slipping back into the habit of referring to him as her father. When I look back, I don't really remember the father and I thought he was. I look straight to the criminal, the sexual criminal he is, she says. But I have his DNA, and the main reason why I am so engaged for invisible victim is also for me a way to put a real distance with this guy. She said Emma Barnett, I am totally different from Dominique. Darian adds she does not know whether her father was a monster. Some have called him. He knew perfectly well what he did. And he is narcissistic, she says. He is dangerous man. There is no way he can't get out. No way. It will be a year before Dominique Pelicot, 72, is eligible for parole, so it's possible we will never see her family again. Meanwhile, the Pelicot are rebuilding themselves. Giselle, Darian say, is exhausted from the trial but also recovering. She is doing well. As for Darian, the only question she is interested in now is to raise awareness of chemical submission and to better educate children at sexual abuse. She derives strength from her husband, her brother, and her 10-year-old, her lovely son, she says with a smile, her voice full of affection. The events that were unleashed on the November they made her who is she is today. Darian says now this woman whose life was wrecked by a tsunami on November night is trying to only look ahead. Get your daily close of entertainment. Subscribe today for new videos every day. Thanks for watching. For more, have a nice time. Goodbye.